So let's look at the difference between appreciation and approval, as well as compliments and praise in the way we usually give them. And I'd like to explain to you the reasons why we might want to do something different, which is how NVC looks at giving feedback for how people's actions are enriching our lives, and a different way to interact with them around what they've done that we have liked or that we have enjoyed. Now, approval, I want to say most of us have been brought up by praise, by being praised for what we did that people liked, usually adults, also with criticism, and also with rewards. Most of us have gone through a regular educational system, and even if rewards were not used at home very much, which I think in a lot of cases they were, but at least in the schools, the whole system is set up to reward those that get good grades or that have good behavior, quote unquote good behavior, expected behavior, and to punish those who did not or who do not. And the whole slew of consequences that has had for many people. Now, both praise as well as rewards are external motivators to get people to act in a certain way. There's a degree of almost manipulation to try and control their actions in a certain direction, as opposed to allowing them to just act in however way is natural for them and is directed by their inner willingness and their contact with how those actions are affecting themselves and other people. So I think a lot of us have this tendency to look for rewards and for acceptance externally because of this way we've been brought up. It would give us a sense of belonging, a sense of being accepted, a sense that we're okay. And I think it's quite tragic that most of us don't have this as the baseline of how we feel about ourselves. But I think it's a reality for a lot of people. Now, when we start acting and making choices connected with making life more wonderful for others, as well as for ourselves, naturally, lots of people will be affected positively by this, and they'll come back and give us appreciation for our actions. I see this as very different from approval. To show appreciation is to tell somebody how what they have done or said has contributed to you in a way that has met your needs, so that you're better off now than you were before they did or said that. And you just feed back to them how it was that what they did affected you. So this gives us a very clear, in a way, form or method for how we might want to go about appreciating what somebody has done. There's three key ingredients. The first one is to express what it was that they did that was so wonderful for us. So as a pure observation, what was it that they did or that they said that contributed to us? Now, what needs of us were met when they did or said that? And when we connect with those needs met, how do we feel about it? It might sound something like, the other day when you took the children to school and I was sick, I felt so relieved because I was able to just relax and have a really nourishing day for myself. Something like that. And now the other person would understand exactly what it was that they did that contributed to you. And likely in the future would either repeat that or be more likely to act in those ways, because it feels really nice to contribute to other people, doesn't it? Now, classically, this is not how we talk to each other. We give each other praise and compliments like, oh, you look so nice today. And I want to bring attention to the fact that sometimes this is done, as I said, either to get some recognition from people, because we are likely in a deficit of that. But other times, it's even done a little bit manipulatively. So this happens with children quite a bit, you know, like praise them and compliment them for the things that you think are good or the things that you think they should do, quote unquote. This should is very much in quotes, and hoping to have them do more of that and to move in that direction. And I'd like to bring to your attention that there's a hidden judgment in this. It's a positive judgment, but I see it as not different. I actually see it as the other side of the coin from telling somebody that criticizing somebody, telling them they did something that you didn't like. Almost punishment, you know, reward and punishment are, to me, two sides of the same coin, and they're both filled with judgment. I learned this quite tragically in a way, but I'm very grateful for my learning when my oldest daughter was 2 years old, and she was building with this new set of blocks, and she built this amazing, huge, it looked like a castle for the first time. It was amazing. So I went ahead and praise her, which is the thing I need to do. She cried for a long time, and she didn't touch those blocks for at least a year. Now, this was her favorite new toy. I was very shocked. And it really taught me. I thought very hard, and I realized that any time I was praising her, there was an implicit judgment that she did not want to hear. And it actually implied that maybe other times I wouldn't be so kind in my judging, or somehow I had one up on her. You know, and I started learning another way to share my feedback and to share moments with her, to share my appreciation, as well as to share my joy in things she might have made or done that really met my needs. And I found that the connection really grew, and that she strengthened herself, and she really was able to make choices from that connection of knowing how her actions and her choices were meeting needs. So I encourage you to give this a try and see if you can enhance some other people's lives.